say Electric Boogaloo.
I was tempted, but I refrained. Please refrain from that. God, I was reading back like old bar things a while ago, and I was like, wow, old Vissy is so passive aggressive and sassy. Yes.
That's what you earned. You had earned that title of being the passive aggressive bartender
There's a reason that nobody fucked in the bar. And a reason
until that one incident.
until they did. Why did you die? I didn't die. Wait, what the fuck? How do we suddenly have 4 viewers? What? We were sitting on 1 viewer before, and now we're sitting. Okay, never mind. We're back to 3. Okay, we're back to normal. Sort of. We're above average. I'm gonna praise you guys for the fact that we're above average. But yes, let's see storylines. Because here's the fun thing: if you're role playing, and you're role playing over a long time, you can develop a longer story, and you can develop tales that you can tell friends. Like, it's you'll hear this from people who play tabletop as well. Like, you'll hear those stories where people talk about how they slew a dragon with an epic scene. It's amazing. Oh no. By the way, were you doing roleplay when you were doing the Akinator video? I don't remember. That's like 5 years ago or something, 5 or 6 years ago. So maybe that was during one of my breaks. Which, okay, this wasn't what I was going to continue on, but let's talk about something. So, 2 things I've got written down here are burnout, or 3 things: abstinence, burnout, and finishing a roleplay. Because last stream we had a checklist of stuff that would give a good flow, and we didn't mention finishing roleplay as the last point, which it would have been such a nice, tidy bow, but no, I fucked it up. But I know personally I felt burned out on roleplay, like at the start maybe of summer this year, or like spring to summer 2020. I was pretty burned out, which might have been from the fact that I manned the bar for like a year or 2, pretty much 24/7. That might have done a number on me role playing. But how do you avoid this? Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Because this is a fun thing to do, but if you don't do it for a while, it can feel daunting, at least, to get back into it.
Well, one thing I would say is that, to your dismay, unfortunately, there's never gonna be a time where you don't feel like, exhausted from role playing. But what I would recommend is try different like settings. Like maybe try to RP as a character outside of the bar or something
Yeah,
along those lines.
that's
You
very
know,
good. Yeah,
try
spice
something
it up.
new so that you don't get exhausted with what you're already doing.
That's very true. It's like how you don't want to drag a scene on for too long. Um, which Chen, you mentioned, like, okay, this isn't quite like about dragging scenes on for too long, but like in combat, you don't want to do one-liners very much. Like, you never really want to do them too much, but
Do not want to do one-liners in general. It's very vague. It's very bad, and it's like, and at the same time, when you are doing a combat RP, like you want to be as unique as possible. You don't want to just throw out a punch or a kick. If you're fighting a martial artist, someone's gonna fucking parry that shit. Like, someone's gonna parry that shit like it's Dark Souls. Like a descriptive role player can just like block, counter, and parry that shit if it's just like a simple punch. You need to make it unique in a way that it's gonna be hard to avoid, or at least like oh, at least I don't risk like at least I'm not risking like losing to such like a more unique attack.
Yeah, like
It's like a combat RP can be interpreted as many things. For me, it's kind of like a game of playing checkers.
ooh, that's an interesting analogy. Yeah, like I'm thinking about like mentioned this off stream to Shannon that when I've roleplayed with him, and this has happened this last week, I looked up Crescent Moon Kick. Specifically that, because Jin did and I had a vague idea in my head, like, it's probably this, but I googled it just to be sure. Looked at it, and I was like, neat. Okay, I can work with this. I can figure out what to do with this. Instead of someone who just writes, okay, let's give them some credit. Let's not make it just, I kick you. Let's make it, I kick you in the side.
Yeah.
Like, even just that is so vague. You can't do much.
On top of that, it's very bland. Like if you have, especially if you have a character that is a martial artist, that is very bland.
Yeah.
It's not very. It's like
Yeah.
it questions like your experience with combative RP, because like normally in a fight you would just throw a punch and then that's it. You like in a real fight you would be swinging, right?
Yeah. Like,
Of course.
even if you have a very basic style, like Kathy is not. She doesn't have a lot of flair always to her combat.
Kathy is a brawler type. She's a brawler type fighter, but at the same time, you can still incorporate things.
You can do a lot.
Because since Kathy's, since she's a brawler, but like she's very strong, she has very tough defense. You can if you do it right, you can like do it to the point where like, and you already said it yourself that she's fat. She's also quite fast, so she can also catch like a regular punch. She can counter different attacks. You know what I'm saying? And remember the image I showed you of a guy countering, and then you remember the image I showed you of a guy countering a jab with his elbow.
Yeah, and shattering the guy's hand. Like, yeah, that's what you can do. And even like standard punches, like Kathy has thrown a lot of punches at Jin in this fight. Like, is there any one of them in particular that you think stands out, even if it's just a punch, because of descriptives? Because you can do a lot with descriptives, guys. Make sure you.
So if you remember, I had mentioned in our RP between Kathy and Jin, I mentioned the southeastern martial art known as Silat, which is a martial art that utilizes the elbows for strikes, counters, and parries. And I would say that's what sticks out the most, because it's a very, like, at first it seems like something that you can easily, it's described as a soft martial art, but at the same time it's very hard. It's a very difficult martial art to overcome, because this martial art can also overcome grapples.
Oh,
if you try to grapple in Silat fighter, if they have the reflexes and they know what to do, they can just push your arms back with their elbows and then go for a strike to your bottom jaw with either elbow.
I need to look into this more, because this feels like what I sort of envision Visi using.
I have an image from, I remember I had mentioned, so like, so the chat knows, there is a manga called Kengan Ashura with the second season known as Kengan Omega, and it's very similar to Baki, if any of you are a fan of that, but they're like different in various ways. Kengan Ashura really utilizes like actual real life martial arts, and also like is very descriptive on what attacks affect what part of the body, and as well as how strong the human body is. And so I'm going to show Visi an example real quick.
I'm so glad. I just realized I can actually have like the editing thing for the text up at the same time as I can also alter the volumes. This is great. It's gonna make things easier. Oh! I just read something that hurts my soul. Punches big sweaty black daddy hardly.
Huh?
Ow!
Right.
Now? No. No. Here. Also, yeah, something to make sure, like, to avoid. Well, your fire abilities might counter my ice abilities, but as my ice is stronger, it blocks your attack.
Yeah, so so I didn't know where else to post it, but like I posted the image in general chat.
Okay.
So let me know when you're looking at it.
So anyone who doesn't know, go to the description and click the link to the Discord, and you can too see the image.
Ooh. If you look at the first image, you can see that an opponent is going for a grapple. So simply wrapping your arms around the upper chest area to go for a back throw, but only to be countered by both elbows knocking the arms to the side, and this leaves you completely exposed from the stomach up.
Oh, that is real good. Yeah, and then you can just punch in. Yeah, like mixing in that. To me, like, and this shows like that move. My brain cannot try to picture like the lower. This sounds so elitist. The lower tiers of roleplay describing this. I don't know. I counter and then punch you. Like,
well said. Well said.
It's so. Oh, we got a question. Hey, Maka, how's the dishes going?
Huh?
It's in the chat. Asking how the dishes are going.
I've already been done with my dishes. What?
Yeah. It's probably one of the biggest trolls in the chat. But
I've already finished them. I've already finished that and helped with my grandmother with putting my mom's clothes away, but that's not a topic for this.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
We're on role playing.
Yeah.
We're on the fiction.
This. I wanted to say something about the whole one-liners thing before, but like I was distracted, and I wanted to bring up about people who do run-off sentences, because I'm one for grammar, and when I see run-on sentences, it irks me. It bothers me greatly. Just as how when people do like one-liners, that one-liner is like one of the biggest pet peeve ever for anyone who roleplays doing it as a hobby, because it's like, if you're gonna respond with a one-liner, it clearly shows that you don't really know how to make it sound more interesting. You're just going off with the basic kind of moveset. You're not at least putting the attempt of like being creative with your writing.
Yeah.
And that's something like with me that I kind of struggled before when I started. Of course, I used to be a one-liner myself until I started seeing how other people's writing were and seeing how creative they were being with it and seeing like the amount of words that they would use. And it's like, I want to better myself at writing when it comes to doing roleplay. So that's what I did. And most times when I see a word that I've never seen or heard of, I usually have to go to Google and search of what it means. And then I said, oh, okay, I get it. now I understand I could be able to use that in my own writing.
That is a very good thing, yeah. Like, it's a way you can learn a lot of words, and if you ever come across a new word, just like utilizing it or utilizing a way of describing something is always fun. I can't think of any exact examples of stuff there, but yeah, that is. I'm 100% with you on that one. Like, I know Shen's way of writing out stuff and like formatting a reply. I think you're the only one I see who does it in that precise way. But it's so it flows very easily to follow. Like, you can follow, there's the dialogue, here's the action, here's the dialogue, here's the action. It also makes it, this is gonna sound like a diss, because we're currently basically going off on tangents about writing paragraphs and how neat it can be. But Chen, the way you write does make it look bigger than it is. That's not meant as a diss, but take it as you will.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
Normally that's the point. You want to make it a lot. You want to make it look a lot like a lot more bigger than it is, so that way it keeps the reader interested. But at the same time, you must make sure that it stays relevant to what you are doing.
Definitely.
Doesn't go off topic.
Always keep it relevant, keep it flowing. Now, here's one thing before I forget to bounce off on this. Because Margaret, you mentioned the fact of like run-on sentences, and I'm gonna divulge a little bit, and this is something I myself chuckle at. Like, I have written since I could. I have been writing, and it's always been a way for me to get away from reality or just enjoy something, make my own stuff. Like, writing has been with me as long as I can remember.
Understandable.
Now, looking back at your old writing can be very painful, but chuckle at it like an old person, because that's gonna be a lot healthier than feeling agony over it.
Of course. And that's what I used to do. I used to sometimes look back at my writing and be like,
it's so much more
maybe I could have done a little better. Yeah, when you look back at it, you see how cringy it kind of looks, how bad it looks.
Oh,
but then it kind of helps.
You're gonna
motivate
feel such pain. Because
it helps motivate you into writing better.
So, the earliest stuff I find of my own writing is all capital letters, no spaces.
Oh my god.
So that is like, I mean, that's back when, I don't know, I was 5 or something. I don't know how far back it is, but there was one way to tell if a word ended at some place, because when a new line starts, you know, you draw like a little line for like the word continues on the next line. I would use that, but of course, if a word ended at the end of the line, doesn't put $100 on OnlyFans now, then I know. I wouldn't have that line, but since then it's developed. It's gotten the spaces. It's gotten, you know, punctuation. I know that there's the one old writing where there are no periods throughout the entire thing. I know I got called out on that when I had written that. Again, this is very old, so I chuckle lightly at it, like an old person chuckling at their grandchildren. But since then, I try to punctuate and I try to put stuff in, but I'm far more partial to using commas than periods.
And see, that's why I end up whenever I do like my replies, my RP replies on Twitter, I use Grammarly.
Yeah.
To help me check, make sure.
So this is
we're not sponsored. No.
Grammarly, if you want to sponsor me though, don't. It's gonna ruin your name.
I'm not sponsored. We're not sponsored. I just use it to help with if I'm like possibly if I somehow think that I'm spelling a word wrong or to use like correct punctuation in certain parts.
I'm just gonna change it to get good.
That is like one of the reasons why I use Grammarly.
Yeah.
It's crazy that most people use Grammarly for work type business and like for jobs and stuff, and then I'm over here using Grammarly just to figure out if like, I'm using punctuation right and I have the right wording correctly in my RP replies.
See, here's the difference between other people and me. Had I said that sentence, I would have included something about ERP just for the humor.
Oh?
Like, something like, meanwhile, while other people are writing messages to their boss, I'm here making sure that I'm correctly describing how to use a tentacle monster. But, we all use tools differently. A hammer can very well be used as a weapon or to make houses. But yeah, like, do you have the paid version of Grammarly? Because I don't know, does it work in Discord?
No, I don't think so. But yeah. It's morely like an extension browser for whichever like that you use, Google, Explore.
Yeah. I've got it
Firefox.
on my Chrome, and I know I use it for like my prose writing. I put into Grammarly, and especially if someone commissions me, like Grammarly, it goes through that. I write a lot.
For me, I don't have the paid one, but like my mom, she has Grammarly and she's paid, and I could just use hers if I wanted to, but like I don't want to bother my mom because she's busy working, and so I'm just really vibing with like
the free one,
using it without paying. I'm really vibing without having to pay anything. To be honest, like it's not a big deal. I mean, I'll occasionally get like one of those like indicators where if I had the premium, I could see what other like issues that are in my writing, but like I'm not really bothered by it because it's like I think it's fine just the way it is.
Yeah, like as long as it catches the worst stuff, like that's good enough for most of us, I think. I know that for me, like I've looking back at the old stuff, there's a lot of spelling mistakes.
Oh my gosh.
But if you use a phone, train your autocorrect.
Sometimes autocorrect never be working like that.
Yeah, sometimes. Like I can tell you one thing. So when I used to like be in the server, and like in general chat when I was about to fall asleep, I would just type without looking. It would just be a jumble of words. That fucked with my autocorrect whenever I did that. And the next time I was writing a reply, it would be like it would just be completely messed up. I'm like, oh, I need to stop this. Because it messes with autocorrect, which until I started doing that, autocorrect was genuinely helpful. Because I would write stuff, I would correct myself, and it would learn. Because I think most autocorrects now are learning from like how do you should write. That's why you get those follow-up things, why apparently I'm Visi, Paladin of Pleasure.
Oh, okay.
So there was a Twitter post, right, where it told you put in your name, Paladin of, and then let autocorrect fill it.
Oh.
And for me it was Pleasure.
That kind of sounds like the opposite of a paladin.
Oh shush! This paladin's a Slanesh.
That sounds like a paladin in like some kind of erotic type game. Something like Cloud Meadow ?
I so want to have a certain guest on. Oh. But yeah, I think the other one was like Visi, because I decided like, okay, what else can I get? Visi, Paladin of making people feel good. Okay, so it could be interpreted as the same thing, but this is, I guess it sounds better.
Apparently.
Good question, idiot. What the fuck happened here? Good question. Oh, Mr.
I look to my right and I read, does Hunter have OnlyFans?
God, I wish. Oh, let's see here. Okay, I think we sort of. So, here's a question though. Let's get back onto story lines. I'm so glad my stream is usually laggy because sometimes that would mean you can't see when I misspell something. If you write a long-term roleplay, and I know I've done this because I've done DM style roleplay, eventually you come to a point where it feels like this story has reached a good conclusion. At least this chapter, and this doesn't mean like the overarching story has to end, but in general the story of this character has come to a nice conclusion, and then it might be time to finish a roleplay. I'm curious, do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Now, long-term RPs all depend on who's setting it up. And
Yeah.
one thing for certain is that you have to have a lot of patience when it comes to these things, because you need to make sure you're in agreement with the other person or with people you're role playing with. You need to discuss what's going to happen. So, you have to discuss what's going to happen, the relationship between the characters, and how it, and like sometimes like you can also discuss how it's going to end. Because I know like some people I've role played with always wanted it to be like a surprise, and so I actually have one friend that I am like, for example, I have one friend that I am doing a long term RP with. She's a very good role player. She has a character that is she has a character that's like he's like a young man, right? He's like a cat hybrid
Like
that
Nico?
race.
Or
Is he
more
like?
werecat? More
Is he
werecat?
like the type from? Is he the type from Final Fantasy 14? One of those
Yes.
cat people. Okay. Then.
Yes. And like they are they're like a young character who's like a they're like a young man that's like that can be compared to Luffy from One Piece. Like they are a character that wants to really make a name for themselves in the name of like in like a pirate's life. And so I play a role as their mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Like because their character is also like has also been experimented on. I'm not gonna go all the way into the lore because it can get confusing, but
Because
it's
it could go on for
their
hours.
yeah, but like their character has been experimented on and hence has a lot of trauma. And so I role play as a mentor, as a mentor that's helping them trying to overcome such things and help them, improve in terms of combat,
Cat,
as well as like trying to protect their loved ones.
All right, darling, I'm letting you in.
Cat wanted in. Perfect timing. Did you hear that we were talking about cats? Were you watching the stream? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay,
here.
good. Sorry, I missed talking to my cat.
We didn't go anywhere. We didn't go anywhere.
It suddenly went very quiet.
Cat, look, listen. I was just wanting to hear about the cat. That's all. As a cat person, I was interested.
God damn it! Busan enters the room. Everyone. Ooh, cat.
Yes.
At some point, I need to just do a cat stream. God.
I'm over here vibing with 3 demons, which are my cats.
3.
I've got 2.
Yes, 3. No, I have 3 now.
Oh.
Well, they're not mine. Well, 2 are, but one
Okay.
isn't.
So slowly, if I have you in another stream, I'm just gonna add a cat to like the side of your character image, and then next stream after that, I'm adding another. And again, I'm just gonna continue every stream adding another cat.
You just make me look like the crazy cat lady.
Exactly.
But I'm not crazy. I'm just vibing.
The vibing cat lady.
Yep, I'm not one cat lady that be vibing on the house on the corner of the street.
I'm just picturing like rolling down on a like a really large skateboard, just laying down with a bunch of cats along the street, just sipping a drink. The vibing cat lady.
Catch me rolling by on my longboard with a cat on my chest.
If you offend the cats, it's the Luigi death stare. But yeah, Shen, about long term. Stop. Cat tangent.
Okay.
You brought this upon yourself.
But like, yeah, long-term RP requires you, long-term or plot-oriented RP requires you to be in tangent with the person you are role-playing with, and it requires a lot of patience because there will be times when both of you might be busy doing real-life things and stuff. You need to understand that like it's not going to come quick, and at the same time, you don't want something to end so fast or things to happen like so quick that
that's unsatisfying.
And so, yeah, it's unsatisfying.
Yeah. I'd say... Okay, I'm gonna sort of contradict you, but I'd say, like, definitely, like... Especially if you're doing a one-on-one style, long-term, like, definitely, like, plan stuff out. But I know that the way I've done GM-style roleplay is... with a lot of stuff being vague, with a lot of stuff being outside of the knowledge of the person I was role-playing with. But the key thing is really to still do it fair. They may not know the outcome of any given thing, but we're trying to make a coherent story. And both of us enjoy the setting, both of us enjoy I definitely hope, enjoy the genre which it is in, and via that we could go on. And I think that roleplay lasted like 1 or 2 years, during which we played that out. And the way that wrapped up, let me summarize, and this is what I mean by chapters, is her character settled down because she grew to notoriety within a city and settled down with one of the highest nobility. Cha-ching. Then we continued, same world, same location, with her daughter.
Just to make sure we're on the same page, we're still talking about Kathy?
No.
Ken, we were completely over.
I was like, my eyes like squinted hella hard, and I'm like, wait, nobility.
That nobility.
We were completely past that whole thing.
Okay.
And then you just suddenly asking, wait, we still talking about Kathy? No.
I completely lost track.
Oh, that's wonderful. No, it's another person who I'm role playing with. For once, I'm not just role playing with myself. But that went on for like 2 years, chapter 1, and then we continued into the next chapter, which is ongoing, which follows her daughter. At which point, we decided, okay, I'm gonna control, sort of like an NPC, her previous character, which I mentioned how I've got anxiety about fucking shit up. Yeah.
Yeah, the voice crack couldn't describe it any better.
Yep.
I won't say it was easy, but I keep being surprised when people say like, "Hey, you do good roleplay," and I'm like,
Good roleplay. I thought I've been being a failure this whole time. That's a
I
whole
thought
move.
I was
That's a
mediocre.
whole move. That's
So,
a whole move. Because literally, that's how I sometimes feel when I roleplay on Twitter with some of these people. Like, I sometimes feel like I'm either being a bother or I'm being annoying. And then I have people who I've interacted and became good, like, mutual/friends with. And they're like, no, your writing's great. And
no,
then it's like, why are you lying to my face? Stop, move.
no. Here's the thing about that. Don't take don't take your role playing for granted, because you and Vissy are good to a great extent, and like
Um,
the main thing that I noticed is that like it's mostly like anxiety that keeps you guys from accepting compliments like that.
oh no,
And
I
so, like
know.
even if
That
you
I
do
sound better.
even if you do accept those compliments, remember to always look for room. Look, remember to always look for improvement.
You fucking angel! I would kiss you on the cheek if I was right next to you right now.
What?
Crazy. Hold up. But yes, no. So Shen, I know that I've become a lot more better with my writing, and I'm not as anxious as I was before when like wanting to interact with someone. It's like that's just like how it's viewed, especially with people who join a fandom in Twitter RP. Like that's like big anxiety right there when they first start out being in a verse, but a whole bunch of people who've been there for at least 2+ years. So like
Yeah.
that's like the kind of anxiety that I see with some people. And like I always see those kind of posts where it's like, I hope my portrayal of this person's okay. I hope I'm not doing too bad. And then I just see a whole bunch of people just flock towards the post and like, you're doing fine, you're doing great. You, if I was there right now, I'd hug the shit out of you. It's like that's how it is.
Oh yeah,
That's
speaking
his
of which,
community.
is there any Twitter roleplay communities that you would recommend?
Oh, that's a good one.
Surprisingly enough, I did see. I think I saw one. I saw like a Yakuza, one of the Yakuza games.
Oh.
Someone roleplays one of the characters from the Yakuza games. Followed my, I think my One Piece account, and
That was not a
like,
crossover I was expecting.
listen.
Wait, pause. You have multiple Twitter accounts?
Step aside,
Yes,
endgame.
I do. I literally just.
Now I don't know. Now I don't know which Twitter account to follow.
Oh, this is gonna be so
Okay,
fun for you to go back over these streams.
I
Sean.
made a writer/art account so that I could pretty much just post stupid shit and also post my art.
I need to follow that art account because I'm trying to convert my Twitter feed so that it understands I like art, not politics. Fuck you, Twitter.
Yeah, so pretty much my pin on my writer's account has the list of all roleplay accounts that I have.
Well, okay, wait. I need to note something in the chat. So concurrent. I'm gonna call them concurrent now because that feels accurate. That's what they nicknamed themselves on the server. Ha! I finally found a name to call you outside of idiot. All y'all little shits bodies got cut in half. Yeah, I got fucking ignored. I'm gonna go for some milk. I'ma go make some milk now. Hold up.
If you want, Shen, I had put it in general chat in the server for you to see, so that you can look at the pin and see the amount of accounts that I have.
You make the
Oh yeah.
milk?
Also, if you look on my Twitter, you'll see like some of the characters that I have on Final Fantasy 14.
Yes, okay, so if I go to my Twitter right now, let me count how many accounts I have right now.
Oh boy, this is about to be 15.
No,
One,
I've seen people have at least 20 plus. Back up.
2, 3. I'm so very tempted to make a video just counting like the
I
count.
have at least 11. I have at least 11 because I did end up making
Okay,
like a Final Fantasy
are they in a
for
list? Is there a list of these?
Huh?
Is there a list?
Yes, I just put in.
I am so making a video of just counting like the count and going over the counts.
Oh my god.
Listen, chill out. Chill out. I can just see you kind of looking at my accounts to see how much I post on them and see what I'm posting. Hold on.
Jesus Christ, she has 9 accounts. I just checked.
I have 11 because
11.
I have a Final Fantasy 14 account. No,
Oh shit!
it's a Final Fantasy 15. It's a 15 account, but it's all my accounts are multiverse. So legit, like all my OCs, if they come in contact with like another character from a whole different verse, you know the whole spiel. Like, oh, I've never heard of your kind in this verse before, but you sound interesting. You sound cool. You seem interesting. Cool. We can be friends. There you go. I will tell you, I did used to roleplay in the Final Fantasy VII remake verse because of how much hype the game got, and then eventually got bored of being in the verse. But I occasionally still see other people who still roleplay in the verse, and it kind of like entices me in wanting to come back, but I don't want to end up making a character and then end up getting bored of it.
That harkens back to a point we mentioned before. Hey, callbacks.
Yes.
Haha.
I've made at least like a few accounts for verses, and then over time I end up feeling like I don't feel like I'm doing the portrayal well. I don't feel like I'm spending much time on it. And it's not mostly portrayal, it's morely time wise. Like I'm not really spending that much time on the account. I'm not being really active with it, unlike with all my other accounts. So I end up either just leaving it there to collect dust or end up deactivating it.
It's sort of like how I know personally, like when you join like a Discord server, and then 3 months later you realize you haven't been on there. Like it's just sitting there, and you find it interesting when you're first there. Personally, I've got it with like I think the Critical Role Discord server I recently left because I can always find it again if I want to get back into it, but I'm not using it, so it's just in the background making my devices check for any updates, which is just inoptimal.
That's literally what almost every server that I am in is, that it's just sitting there, but I ain't really bugging with it because it's not bothering me because it's mostly dead.
Maybe that's also because you're on Do Not Disturb.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not the reason, Vissy. It's because literally all those servers from at least like a year ago that my friends have created have just died out, and it's just kind of sitting there, and I'm just like in it, and I'm just like, all right, okay. I mean, it's not really bothering me.
I just wanted to light you up of that. Because I tagged you somewhere, and then it took like 2 days before I saw it. But yeah, like that sort of goes back into that burnout thing. But here's an interesting thing, and this is something Incubus mentioned last time, and now he's not here, so he can't extrapolate on it. I'm actually gonna send him a message, but it was about abstinence, and like, I mean that's an interesting one, because like, if you don't, I know that personally, especially when I'm really into it, you can feel that sense of like, I'm not done something today. Like, if you want to continue roleplay, and this comes down to the fact that it's at least a 2-person activity. You need at least 2 people to roleplay. And if you can't continue a story, you can sort of cause yourself abstinence, which makes it seem like an addiction, to be fair, which is, if you want to class it as that, well, at least it's better than something like, I don't know, heroin.
There goes Shin following all my goddamn roleplay accounts.
I don't know which one to follow.
Phone. Mocha's phone.
God.
Ding, 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 ding.
No, it's not my phone. I literally just hopped onto my Twitter on my laptop, and I just looked, and I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" He's followed all of them. He's followed all of them. Fuck.
Oh, I'm gonna have to write the list soon.
Shen's finna look at all my accounts and be like, "So this is the type of shit you be doing? Is this what's good in the streets?"
I'm Mr. Worldwide.
I'm doubting even more every stream that Visi on some truck. Not while I'm stream. I doubt.
I moved my phone because
I mean, I'd
I can't
wish.
get to the rest.
I wish I could. Why am I going to YouTube to go to a Twitter account? It's just stuck in my fingers. There.
No, fucking lighting.
Abstinence.
Oh,
We've sort of talked about writing from on there. I feel like we've sort of gone over. Like, I had one point written down combat tips and tricks, but I feel like Shen, throughout the stream, you have like dropped little nuggets of good. Ooh, I found it. God damn it! More people follow the goddamn Minecraft news list.
Like I said, I can see Shen just because he followed all of like my roleplay accounts. He's trying to get so many messages from like he's gonna look. And I roleplay on my Suki account, and he's gonna see the crackheaded shit that I say.
The crackheaded shit.
Yes, because I made Suki. I kind of gave Suki a little bit of a weird personality where. I guess when it comes to like evening hours, like late into the night, it's titty worshipping hours.
Okay, I need to follow this account because that's a religion I can get behind. Or in between.
It's titty loving hours.
Yeah, I'm looking at one of your Twitter accounts, and you're already simping for a Genshin character.
Leave Serenity alone. Leave my Serenity alone.
Simp.
It's the big simp. We got the big simp hours.
Listen. This is bullying.
Okay,
this is bullying on stream. This is bullying on stream.
Listen. Don't feel bad. I have a friend that simps on Genshin characters too, so don't worry about it.
To be fair,
Genshin characters.
Look,
if you were to look at all of my accounts, I'm practically simping for almost any fucking character that's within walking distance.
If we're gonna be even here,
radius.
If we're gonna burn everyone here, then I simp for Hunter and Shen simps for Kathy, so we're all simps.
I thought that was already known.
Shut.
You basically just burned yourself with something that we all know. Missy. Look. Shen, if you want to see simp, shoot, my Momo, I was kind of simping for Benny Maru, not gonna lie.
I'm just gonna say, by the way, we talk about simping, and suddenly we got 5 concurrent viewers.
What was Benny Maru again?
Benny Maru Shimon from Fire Force.
Fire Force?
I can get behind that concurrent. I simp for chocolate. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like, chocolate is just good. That's really tasty.
We went from simping virtual guys to simping for food. How did we get here?
How did we get here?
There are some foods that I simp for.
Achievement unlocked. How did we get here? Okay, so the question is,
How
how
I
many
got
people?
here was because of Shen talking about some. I see you simping for Genshin Impact characters. I'm like, stop.
I'm sorry, I had to expose you. It was my moral obligation to expose you.
Of all accounts, you would choose to expose me.
I said, eeny, meeny, miny, expose him! Expose him!
You could have chosen any other account. You could have chosen any other account, but you saw Serenity. You saw something about it. You were like, looks expose worthy. Let me expose it.
Let's expose me!
Damn, like I would
You
have
make
figured.
it sound like I do this shit for other people.
I would have figured you would have looked at either my Aurora or looked at my Suki or looked at somebody. Nah, you saw Serenity. You saw Serenity.
I thought they were all the same.
You thought they were all the same? Oh my god.
Oh, fucking hell. Ah. Oh, my cheeks hurt.
So my only question is that are one of these characters your Final Fantasy character you were talking about?
Oh, so about the Final Fantasy characters, there's only one. There's like one account that I did not add to the list, which was a Final Fantasy 15 account, and it's an OC account, and it's a male one. But I currently have it. I'm logged out of it because I rarely ever fucking used it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did use to roleplay Sarah when she was what's the name? I'm trying to think of the name. She was like brought in as I guess like a celebrity character in Final Fantasy 15 where she meets Noctis. I roleplayed her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like doing my best portrayal of her, and I was doing decently fine until I was like,
I was doing fine until I started simping. I was doing fine until I started simping for Noctis, and that's when I said, "Okay, I'm crossing
Everything
the line."
was going well until the simpage.
No. It was because pretty much I wasn't sure about my portrayal of her because one, of course, she was from another game, but I was doing my best to portray her the way how she was pretty much being portrayed in Final Fantasy 15. And like the interaction that she has with Noctis, which I did end up shipping with, but then I had to pretty much like let go of the ship because I wasn't really on the account much. But hopefully someday, maybe I might be tempted enough to go back and be all like, aha, your girl Sarah's back. All the Noctis is at.
Yo, what up? It's your girl. Oh, I can just picture it like slamming down a door with some pop tune.
Yeah, but like if you check my Twitter, I have like a lot of characters, and like I will link my Twitter.
Actually, if you guys have anything you want to advertise, let me know so I can add that to the description.
Oh no, I'm not advertising. I don't.
I'm telling you that
art, but like
I'm telling you can advertise, bastard. You could probably do writing commissions. Goodness gracious.
I probably can, but I don't know if I should.
It's a field. I would want to go on a spiel. Because okay, fuck it, I'm doing it. All right. So, Shen, you were supportive to me earlier, and I'm gonna give you guys the thing that I told the other two. Thank you guys for being in my life, okay? Because, like, 3 years ago or so, was roughly when I came into the bar. At that point, I had recently lost contact with a lot of people. And you guys gave me a reason to wake up in the mornings, you know. Something to enjoy in from day to day. And I'm utterly thankful for the fact that that is something that had been given to me. And as riddled with anxiety as a long break from role-playing, Moga, your role-playing skills, last I saw, stellar. And considering you haven't taken a break like me, I don't doubt they still are. And Shen, yeah, you're still top-notch in combat.
See, watch me slide up in the bar with Celeste, and that's a whole different story.
I'm going. Fuck you. Yes, that's an invitation.
Love you too, Missy.
Yes.
Crazy, because I literally have the server. I have the Elizabeth Bar server open right there.
Oh shit. I do need to. I'm probably gonna slam open the doors because I anyway wanna write replies to Liz probably quite late today. Because I want to do role playing. Vissy retweeted some bonk dog tweets. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds like me. But yeah, I'm probably gonna slam open the doors to the bar.
Oh,
That could be fun.
Oh my god, Vissy's. Oh, where?
What?
No, I thought you was finna do the same thing, which you probably are.
What?
Bro, you about to follow all of my RP accounts. I'm just saying.
She thought you were her little pog champ, bro.
What?
I have no pog champs. What are you talking about?
No, Mocha, see, here's the reason. You are our PogChamp.
Stop! You didn't have to do all that. Stop.
What's the matter, sweetheart?
I don't mean to toss the conversation aside, but like I can't wait to get old so that my grandchildren will call me grandpoggers.
Grandpoggers? That really sounds like something you'd really do. That really sounds like something you'd really do.
Oh, the worst part is that I can imagine Shenya sitting there smiling contently, like, yes, these are my children. These are my grandchildren. I'm proud of them.
These are my little pogs.
Grandpoggers and his pog children.
His poglins. You know, the worst part is I look up to my screen and I see roleplay shatter, topic, roleplay. I somehow feel this is incorrect information.
You want to know something crazy about my Suki account, Shen?
Wait, what happened?
You want to know something about my Suki account? You want to hear a funny story? So remember how I said about at nighttime is where that's like it's like those occasional moments, not an every night thing, where it's titty loving hours. She basically got a chance to legit touch a Marine's titty. She got to hold a Marine's titty.
Oh, okay. So I think I did follow the right account.
You wanna explain that, Chief?
What do you mean to explain?
Like, was that like in character or out of character?
Yes, in character.
Okay.
All done in character. She basically got to hold a Marine's titty.
And which account was this?
Suki. Yes, the pastel goth shopkeeper.
Wait, is that AKA the character that we actually see on screen? Is that the pink one? The with pink sweater with boob window? Okay.
Yes.
So for anyone in the stream, the character in question is the one that you're seeing, that had the chance to hold upon the bosom of a Marine.
Yes, it's she worships the man titty. She's out here like that whole meme. Your chest looks heavy. Mind if I hold them for you?
And did it succeed?
Look, pretty much, she basically made the Marine happy because he was having a bad day.
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
I
So
mean,
my
I could tell Shen's probably scrolling through my damn account trying to find out this whole thing. Yeah, see, it's not all
You know that
conductive
meme.
retweets.
You know that meme of iCarly of when she's looking at the computer with like a with like a straight face and like sipping the drink. That's me right now.
Legit, you just scrolling through the whole account, just trying to just trying to figure out like, all right,
I need to.
this must be the account I got to keep an eye on.
I'm gonna have to make a. Yeah, like I was actually tracking down. Like when you actually said how she looked, I was like, yes, okay, I found the titty loving account.
Yeah, she's.
Found the right one. I followed it mostly because I recognized it as your art on a profile. I'm like, yes.
Of course.
Look, the titties are just a side bonus. A really good side bonus, but a side bonus nonetheless. Your art is the main thing.
Of course. But damn, like, you just got a 32-year-old pastel goth shopkeeper and Dressrosa that pretty much just be minding her business, but once it becomes nighttime, she's out on the roof screaming to the top of her lungs about how much she loves man titties.
Oh, love the titty! Praise be
It doesn't help that literally because I brought up about the whole like holding or like legit playing with like a guy's chest, because literally I made that to be like a little like fact or I guess headcanon about her. That she don't get bored playing with a dude's chest. She don't.
Run while you still can, Incubus. He's the largest figure on this picture. He's definitely got the biggest chest.
Doesn't help that literally like a few of my friends from the Seven Deadly Sins verse joined the One Piece verse, and literally one of them's using pressure from Hitalia, and they made a post talking about their chest, and then she was like, "But is your chest better than such and such?" And they said yes, and they were describing about it. And
Allow me
like,
to allow me to test.
I did pretty much like she would have, but then she was like, all titties are equal.
Oh, this is a woman of culture. All boobies are equal.
All titties are equal. She only got the one time chance to hold a vice admiral, like a marine vice admiral's titty at one time. That one time, and it'll forever stick with her in her memories until like she ever like gets the chance to touch another man's titty to compare to see if that titty's better than the one before.
On one hand, all titties are equal. On the other, man boobie though.
Crazy enough, I legit scrolled through my own thing and I found it. I found the post of what the other person's character said. They said, yes, they may be small, but the beautiful pale skin, smooth, hairless texture, and soft rosy buds make up for it. And she was like, you know what? All titties are equal, so that's fair.
Chaos mentioned the fact.
So would you say? So wait. So would you say that flat is justice?
Flat is justice.
I really want to make a small animation. Of that.
Listen. Suki is literally that person, like man or female.
Yeah.
Bar titty, J cup titties are flat. All titties are equal.
I just want to like make a small animatic of Shen just like looking over like a fucking host of like a talk show. So wait, would you say that flat is justice? Slow zoom in on you, Mocha. Yeah. Flat is justice. Because it was so low.
just a slow zoom in on my face for that answer.
Yeah.
Yes. All titties are justice. Flat titties are justice.
Oh, I love it. I need to make a highlight reel of this shit.
Highlight reel.
Oh. Worst part is like it's split across 2 videos. So wait, that just means twice the content. Hey, I might not be monetized.
I'm making your thing more content wise when I talk about the crazy shit that I be posting on my RP accounts and just talk about it
Look,
openly.
if you search my YouTube channel for 3 a.m., there's a 3 a.m. shit post that is I just animated at 3 a.m. because fuck, I couldn't sleep, so I just brought up Blender 2.8 and I brought out my drawing tablet and I animated a shit post. Oh, we are running overtime, but damn, so much fun. I really want to just continue forever. Oh, let's see here.
Until next time about my crazy ramblings about the shit that I be posting on my RP accounts.
I'll gladly have you again, though. I do want to wrap with some questions and impart to you guys. Shush, phone.
Like the phone just said nah. Like she said nah. End the stream, fam. End the stream.
And I said no, you. But who else would be fun to have on there? Because I know someone I would love to have on, and I know someone that Shen and I talked to yesterday, or the day before that, or whatever, who would be fun to have on. Namely, Anubis would be fun to have on at some point.
Oh, Anubis. Oh.
Anubis. I love the guy, but I might need to set the video to 18 plus, just to be sure.
You might probably have to.
Have you gotten Nye on here already?
No, I've not had Nye on. So that would be fun. It would be chaos. And again, probably 18 plus because the Raccoon Goddess has no filter. You cannot silence the Raccoon Goddess. There is no silence. There's just Kit Kats and the Raccoon Goddess.
I like how you call her a fucking goddess.
Like the raccoon thing has been there for a lot. Hey, DK, welcome. There's plenty of shit in this thing that wait, phone, Bubba boy.
Oh my god.
This is a friend, very long-term friend actually, who way back when did a remix of me. Which I think still is the top result if you search YouTube for Visit 23.
I know we have nothing else better to say, but Shen, how do you feel about Sephiroth being in Smash?
Play Smash, but
oh, you're gonna play Smash with Kathy.
Can we not do this right
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say anything because the way it sounded, I was like, Jen, I think that's your call.
I had to. That was too good. Yeah. But yeah. I would love to have Elizabeth on at some point. If we can somehow sort that out, I'm gonna have to ask her. Wait, did I just got him? Oh fuck! I was just sent a message from my brother. He just tells me that it will probably make me say what the heck.
Did he send you a message asking what CVT is?
No. Oh no. Oh no, that's like a 1 megabyte file. What? Oh no.
Huh?
He's sending me a video file. I'm terrified.
I don't trust that.
I know that he's right next to me on the other side of this wall and has heard my torment throughout this stream. I hope you're happy.
But Shen, if you ever feel like inclined or slightly interested in joining Twitter RP, I did say about the Yakuza verse, so there's that.
Can I get a link to that? I don't even know what that is.
I you might have
Is
to
it just the
hold on that for a second
is
because
that just like the
I have to
cluster?
find the account that followed me.
Is it basically just clusters of accounts that becomes the verse?
I have to find the account first because
Also, how do you
well,
have a bunch of how do you have a bunch of Twitter accounts? How does that work? Do you not have like one email?
I'm using my phone number.
You know that shit makes sense, fam.
I'm using my phone number. I making 11 emails just for an account. No sir.
Ah, yes. I've got two things actually on the list left that I was gonna do here at the end. One thing is, if anyone here is interested in the game Minecraft, then there is currently probably still going on an event on the server Showcraft.
Oh, I found it.
mc-showcraft.com, I think I'm getting that right.
Okay. I'm gonna put it in general for you,
Okay, what is this?
Chen.
Why are there balls floating? Why is
Okay, that's
why
one of the
why are the planets
that's one of the
going?
accounts.
Why are
Yeah,
there
that's one of the Yakuza RP accounts that I'm following.
Why are the planets floating down the river?
Huh?
My brother sent me a video. It's just the planets of the solar system floating down a river.
Crazy.
I am confused. I'll give him that. What does this mean? I'm shouting at a wall. But yeah, other than that though, I do want to bring something up to you guys because I recently found out about something that exists.
The fitness grand Pacers test?
It's a aerobatics test with increasing difficulty where you run from side to side like an idiot. But no, it's about a role-playing system that is designed to be focused on let me just wrap up. Focused on the role-playing side of things. So not so much designed to be game mechanics as much as it is facilitate roleplay. Using dice to, sort of help it. And I think that as text-based role players, it will interest us as a... Can you call it a community? Like, what would you call, like, role-playing and role players as on large? Are we a community? Are we...
Are we an infestation?
Okay, look. We are some form of being, and then you have the Uwu Nussels, your Bolgy Wolgy, which is... That's the infestation. That's the infestation.
We do not go there.
You guys have fun, but let's have you guys over there, and if you want to come over, quarantine and all that stuff, No offense to people who enjoy that, but not what I'm into. I like my descriptives. Let me have that. But yeah, it's called Kojin. It's created by Asa from Draw with Yasa and Shad from Shadowist. It looks really interesting. So I've got 3 viewers, so go check out Kojin if you want. But, there was one thing other that I needed to plug. And that is probably Ebru Hime is currently streaming. So, you can go check her out.
What are you waiting around for, Nookhead? Come on!
So yeah, go there. I just drag this out because I love your guys' company and I like to have it recorded because that way I can remember it even when my memory fails me. You guys mean a lot to me, you beautiful bosses. Thank you all for watching. And if you enjoyed, leave a like, all that stuff. Dislike if you didn't like, and leave a comment, tell me why. And also comment like topics you want in future ones of these, because I want to do more of them with more guests. God, it's chaos. Thank you all for watching. You guys want to say anything last?
Bye.
Peace out, every. Oh my god.
Make sure you smile once a day, because your smile can brighten someone else's day. Goodbye. Down here.
Damn.
Permission to
Remember.